Hey, we're Velvet Trip.
And we're here chatting with Milky. Velvet Trip formed when me and Zep were both playing in different live bands in Sydney, and our bands merged on a show and we met and became friends, and then started hanging out and jamming together, and eventually started our own band on the side, and then just went from there.
We've been working on a record for the last few years. We started making it just after, during COVID, I suppose, in lockdown. And it's been a long process to pull it all together. And it's finally miraculously here. It's been a lot of resilience and it's been through a lot of hardship, this record. So we're very proud to have it out. It was like 3 years of tinkering away. And it's not to say it was the nature of the time. You know, we didn't really have any other option other than to kind of sit on the record for that period because the world was completely at a halt. So throughout the album, I guess it explores lyrically positive lyrics and try and put something positive out there because, I don't know, there was so much heaviness and negative stuff happening, and I just wanted to, rather than carry that over and write that and people are already experiencing that, I wanted to kind of flip the script and offer something positive to our community and try and, inspire people to move forward. And that was sort of like the overall theme of the record, I suppose.
The sonic realm of the new record, I guess that came from exploring with some new instrumentation and sounds. So this new record, Zep started writing on keys and synth rather than guitar, which I think is a big part of how the new sound came about. It's a totally, we'd had keys before, but it was always very guitar heavy and kind of like bluesy, psychedelic sort of sounds. But we started exploring synthy, more kind of like dreamy, thick, dense sort of synth layers, and that was a move into that sort of world.
We'd also the way that the band started, it was literally like I hit Clay up and I was like, come have a jam, and we got into the room and just went full tilt, fuzz pedal on for 3 hours, and it was intense. And that was kind of most of our early experiences of playing live, was us just trying to shred as hard as we could in our young glory days. Very so we kind of, I think after growing up a little bit and exploring our taste and trying to expand on more intentional songwriting, we've spent a bit more time sort of crafting the songs, and rather than just going in, hitting record and seeing what happens, we've actually tried to write a song this time. So please like it.
I wouldn't say that there's an exact process. I think it kind of shifts. Usually Zap comes through with an idea, and then we go from there. Sometimes it's a pretty, fleshed out tune. Other times it's one idea and then we sort of just jam it out. But it's pretty free. Changes every time, I would say.
Yeah, I think over the years we've developed our way of communicating and our collaborative relationship. I definitely have ideas that I don't really know how they're going to work, and I kind of present them to Clay, and Clay's strong with rhythm and groove, and I just can't keep time to save my life. So it really works. He kind of just ropes me in when I'm being a little bit too out there, and we end up finding a happy medium of what I'm trying to say, or what the song's trying to do, because often it can be, we have a good relationship.
Some pretty wild demos created off this record process.
Do you remember there was one song that we had that's called Strange Love, and I've tried to put it on three records of the one record that we've actually done, and it's been rewritten 7 times, and the first demo I think had pan flute on it. And do you remember that?
I do remember that, yeah. That's gone through a lot of iterations, that one.
It just had this quick change, and then this pan flute came in, and then it just went to another song. I thought it was pretty cool, but eventually it's now it's turned into we actually have a spoken word poem on the end that our beautiful friend Wiradjuri poet Jazz Money, she wrote a beautiful poem for it. So it's gone from pan flute to poetry. I feel that's got 3 a.m. energy that I can't give you right now.
Yeah, that's a hard question when it's your own music, I guess. Maybe Silly Boy. I feel like
it would have been the pan flute one if. Nah, Silly Boy.
I reckon Silly Boy, like, it's a pretty classic kind of, banger format. It's a short, sharp, like, catchy song and with a great groove. I'm really proud of how the groove came together. I feel like once that comes in, it really grabs you. So maybe Silly Boy.
Yeah, that one. And I think also Moving On's a pretty good song, I reckon, maybe. There's a song on the record called Harmony Blooms, and that song for me, I always feel like when we're playing it live, it's always very cathartic for me. It was the first song that we wrote for the record. I started that song on MIDI keyboard singing into GarageBand, and I had a broken hand at the time, and there was a lot going on, and it really sort of helped me. And whenever I sing that song, I go back to that place and I just feel liberated. And yeah, so for me, like, that song and the lyrics ring true to, I guess, like what I've been trying to do. And I'm just really proud to have it out and for other people to hear it. So I think that one.
I guess you can expect to hear most of the record. Maybe I think we'll be experimenting a little bit with playing some of the songs that we haven't played before off the record, which is about maybe half the record we haven't played. So that'll definitely be a pretty fresh feeling live show, I reckon. And also mixing up our track listing from show to show. I think we'll be doing kind of a different thing every gig, which is fun.
Yeah, we usually try and create like a whole story with our live shows. So I usually say really embarrassing stuff on the microphone. I get anxious and then just say something dumb.
We played Lost Paradise for New Year's Eve, and after the show, Zep told the audience to have a nice life before we walked up.
Yeah, so I try and avoid those interactions as much as possible. So we try and just play through like an entire set from start to finish and find ways to get each song to relate to each other. Get me off the mic and have each song sort of flowing into one another. So you can expect some nice transitions, some jamming, and you can expect some really fire outfits. We're going to be playing some shows as a 6-piece, some shows as a 5-piece. And some shows, I don't know. It's hard to keep everyone together. Some shows maybe is a 2-piece, who knows? But I can't remember how many shows there are on that run.
There's a lot.
Yeah, we've just supported John Butler at Taronga Zoo. It was an amazing show. We had such a great time to be supporting the man who brought Zebra amongst the zebras. Was just incredible. And we're playing Blues Fest, and we're supporting Ocean Alley on Bribey Island. And then we've got like a string of our own headline shows for the run too. So the froth is high. Did you say I was yours? Thanks, Clay. Yeah, Clay's mine too.
Damon Albarn from the Gorillaz /
Mine's Damon and Clay's Mark Ronson.
I just don't know. That's so hard.
I'd say, honestly, probably Demon Days.
Really?
Yeah. I got that. That was like the first CD I bought.
Cool.
And it was sick. And he did all that on MIDI.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. White Lotus. It'd start with that and then it'd have a bit of like that kind of stuff. Right. I think is a good launch point.
Soundscape. Screaming.
Horroring. Yeah. A bit of like yeah.
Just think about the music. Hopefully. Ideally.
I think about sometimes what I'm going to eat after the show and then sometimes what part's coming up next.
Actually, to be honest, no, I'm thinking about singing in tune and trying not to mess that up because that's hard.
Miley
Cyrus, yeah.
That's why we're in a band.
Probably something off Led Zeppelin 4. Is that the one with the guy with the hay bale on his back? Or like the sticks? I think
Stitch Me Up right now.
It's Led Zeppelin 4. It was like the first record that I bought, and yeah, I was obsessed. So something off that.
I used to dress up as Jimi Hendrix and sing Voodoo Child. Not my first concert, but one of the best concerts. I saw James Brown when I was 11, and it was incredible.
Maybe I saw D'Angelo at Blues Fest. That was pretty freaking amazing. Yeah, I'm very stoked I got to see that.
It'd have to be the Gorillaz. No, I think it'd be really cool to see Childish Gambino cover Honest I Do. That'd actually be pretty cool. Or D'Angelo would be cool as well. Yeah.
That'd be very cool. Yeah, D'Angelo, what's the ballad? 6/8 ballad.
That's Honest I Do.
Honest I Do.
Yeah. I'd rather be a Spice Girl.
That's half. I'm going to go Spice Girl too. Maybe Surfy Spice. I don't know. I love a bit of ocean, so.
I'm going to take Sassy Spice. Sassy and Surfy. Mark Ronson. Look after yourself. Take some time. Smell the roses. Hug your friends and tell them you love them.
Stress less.
The only thing that keeps me together and allows me to connect with other people. I find it very hard, and I'm grateful to have it. Eases my social anxiety.
Yeah, just a beautiful emotional outlet, and yeah. Probably like a Neil Young, maybe something off Zuma or On the Beach.
Sing it.
No, not gonna do that. I'll sing it if the world's gonna end, like real loud.
Harvest Moon.
I don't know, just like as early as I can remember, I guess. For some reason, I was like obsessed with, I just wanted to play the drums since I was like 5 or something, and I was always banging on shit, and eventually like forced my parents to give me drum lessons, and yeah, I don't know, just always felt it, I guess.
I was brought up around musicians, and yeah, I just seemed like the natural thing to do.